Guys, this is Mr. Joshy J, and this is your review of the French Grand Prix qualifying at Paul Ricard. Max Verstappen will start on pole position, Lewis Hamilton second, Valtteri Bottas third, and Sergio Perez fourth. So really good qualifying for both Mercedes drivers and both Red Bull drivers as well. But, you know, Max Verstappen in the end on pole by quite a big margin. So, fair play. At the start of qualifying, literally in the first minute, Yuki Tsunoda crashed into the barriers, was trying to select a gear, but the gearbox just would not select first gear. So that was his qualifying session over immediately, unfortunately, for Yuki Tsunoda. Yuki Tsunoda, he had a good weekend in Baku and he needs to try and build on it, but literally that's his weekend ruined already unless he has a good Grand Prix. That's a real blow for the Japanese driver, it really is. And near the end of Q1, a red flag, Mick Schumacher brought an end to Q1 with 22 seconds remaining because he crashed into the barriers, but made it through to Q2 for the first time. So out-qualified Nikita Mazepin, but unfortunately for Stroll, Mazepin, Latifi, Raikkonen and Tsunoda, they were the drivers who missed out on Q1. So Red Bulls were fastest in Q1, and then Q2, it was a Mercedes 1 and 2. So you knew the battle was going to be very, very close. Norris told to come into the pits in Q2. Don't finish the lap, come in, which was a bit bizarre. They just said, we'll explain later on. But he did come out again in Q3. So it's a decent qualifying session for both McLarens. They both made it through to Q3, which was good for them. But also, like, for Max Verstappen, you know, what a lap. You just have to say fair play. And what a lap. And I can't wait for the start of the race because it's going to be an epic battle between Max Verstappen and Lewis Hamilton. In Q2, you know, George Russell yet again made it through to Q2, Mr. Saturday, but obviously got knocked out in Q2. Just really a quiet session in Q2, but then Q3 was where it started to step it up a bit, where the Red Bulls and Mercedes both go in for pole position. Now, this is a big statement by Red Bull because Mercedes usually dominate in this circuit and Max Verstappen gets pole by quite a big margin. So, Red Bull were definitely ones to watch out for. Lewis Hamilton even put in a good lap being in P2, but Max was just quite a bit more faster. So, yeah, definitely interesting times ahead in this championship battle between the best two drivers on the grid, Max Verstappen and Lewis Hamilton. Of course, during the build-up, they showed Lewis Hamilton which button he accidentally pressed at Baku. Is a button on the steering wheel, which obviously turned off his brakes, so that's why his car went straight on. Now, Mercedes have added something to that, making sure it doesn't happen again, but at the start of the race, really, if Max Verstappen can stay ahead of Lewis Hamilton, he's got a real shot of winning the race, Max Verstappen. But if Lewis Hamilton has good race pace and Mercedes do, I believe Mercedes could still win the Grand Prix. Cannot wait for this. As I said, the track, I am not a fan of this track at all. It's probably one of my most hated circuits on the calendar. I mean, them blue and red stripes on the side of the track. I mean, what's that all about? It looks ugly as fuck, in my opinion. Start qualifying, well, I'm going to have to get it to Max, aren't I? You know, that was just a banker in the lap. It really was. In the comments, let me know down below who impressed you in qualifying, and let me know your race predictions. And I will see you tomorrow for a race review and the French Grand Prix at Paul Ricard. And join me later on this evening, because I'll be doing a match review of Portugal against Germany. Currently watching Hungary and France now. Got it on in the background. Currently 1-1 in that match. Bye-bye.